What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to come at you with my top 4 tools that I needed to build this awesome home gym. Why 4 tools? Because most people would think 5 or most people would think 3, and really I didn't want to go to 5 because that you can really break the bank with 5 and you don't necessarily need all 5. And 3 left out one item on my list that is a very inexpensive item that, depending on what you're doing in your home gym, can save you a ton of time. So let's say you're making your home gym setup and you need to put up drywall, you might need to do some electrical work, you might need to hang a heater like I did or install some kind of heat source depending on where you're located throughout the country. You need to be cutting wood depending on the siding that you're gonna put up. You need to do all these different things. These are 4 tools that you do not want to tackle any of these tasks without. Number 1, and placing number 1 was actually really tough, but I have to go with a tool belt. This thing is absolutely essential for any do-it-yourself project, especially a home gym. Now you can put pretty much everything in this one that I have here. I'm pretty sure this is just a standard DeWalt tool belt, nothing super special about it. It is made of like a Cordura material, which is pretty rough, so you want to get yourself something nice. If you want to go the step above, get something made out of leather. These things are going to last you a lifetime. So spend a little bit of extra dollar on these because it is worth it. You're bumping it into things, you're scraping against the ground, you're dropping them on the ground. They've got sharp objects coming in and out. If you get something cheap, you're going to run through it really quick and just end up buying something else. Now, why this went to number 1 is this thing can just hold everything that I need, whether it's on this list or not, to be hanging boards, to be cutting electrical wire, to be making cuts, to be grabbing different screws that I need. It can all go in one space, and it saves you a ton of time when it's all at your fingertips. So if I can just reach in here and grab the tool that I need when I need it, that saves time of having to look for it, having it sitting on a bench somewhere that's far away from me, walking around the gym. It also prevents me, who loses things literally all the time, from losing my tools and being able to keep them in one spot. Number 2 is going to be a impact driver. Now, my personal preference is that you're gonna get one of these that's gonna be battery powered. This one's from Milwaukee Tool. My dad has a set from DeWalt. I prefer Milwaukee Tool because the batteries tend to last a lot longer. The batteries on a DeWalt one, I don't know what the difference is in terms of the battery, but they just don't last as long. The charge went out on them. I bought these back in 2014 when I lived on the boat, and this is the same battery. It still charges fully. It'll last me a full session in here of working still, and it's now 2022, so that's super impressive. I've never had a problem with this tool. One of the reasons that I picked an impact driver is because you can do so many things with it. If you're hanging drywall, if you're putting up boards like I am in here, and if you're assembling equipment, this is gonna be an absolute necessity. So for hanging boards, I don't know if it's gonna be a star key driver or a hex head. One of those, you wanna make sure that you get those type of screws when putting in any kind of boards or having to put in studs. They go in way smoother. There's a lot less likely, or it's a lot less likely that you're going to strip the screw or whatever it is that you're driving into the wall if it is some kind of star key or hex head. So this can take those. It usually comes with an adapter that just pull out, drops right in there, and then it's very simple to just get rolling. You don't have to plug it in, so you don't have to carry wires with yourself. The other thing I would mention is have 2 batteries ready to go. One is always on the charger. The other one is plugged into your machine. That way you're always ready to execute work. When this battery dies, I can just swap out and keep the work going. So this is why this comes in easily at number 2. Number 3 is going to be a circular saw. A couple of features that you want to think about getting when you purchase one of these is it should have a laser that comes out of the front that can help guide you along your cut. It just makes things easier, helps things go quicker. And then not only for cutting all of the boards that you see on the wall behind me for those simple straight cuts, with that laser line, you can also make some kind of intricate cuts as well. So some of those smaller cuts to go around light fixtures and things like that, you can actually still utilize this. Now, the one that I have is corded. I like a corded circular saw just because they tend to have a little bit more power and they can really run through batteries fast. Now, this last tool is what took the list out to number 4, not just a top 3. This one is one that I had to include, and it's very cheap, very inexpensive, and again, will save you so much time. It is very much worth the investment. If you're hanging any lights, if you're doing any electrical work, this right here is your best friend. Now, this one in particular is the Clang Tools Catapult. It is an automatic wire stripper. So what happens is you've got your different gauges of wire readouts here. We're going in and out of focus there. Anyway, So you feed the wire through the back, you get about as much wire out on the end that you want to have exposed for just bare copper on wires, and all you have to do is squeeze together. That's going to clamp down and push the end of that wire, or the end of the covering of the wire, right off. Now you've got a nice end of bare wire that you can hook up to your electrical box. You can hook up like the heater that I said, all of the different lights. It just makes things that much faster and that much easier. In the center here, you've also got just a wire, or a cutter, just to cut wire if you want to lengthen or shorten it. All right, guys, those are my top 4 tools that I would not go without to assemble my barn in here. If you've put together any garage gym, or you've got your thoughts on what you think the best tools might be to put together a home gym or any other DIY project, throw it down in the comments below. Maybe there's something that I missed, something that's more important to you than maybe it was to me for the job that I had to do in here. I'd love to hear about it. Put it down in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.